Imagine, for a moment, beauty, a beautiful city, marvelous people, kind and pretty, a heavenly castle, royalty from a long line of earth mages, with a queen who is pregnant. And on that fateful day, the day you were born, it rains, the first summer rain in years, the heavens tears. And when the maids pull you out of your mother's womb, lo and behold, you are ugly. It's not the foulness of youth, or simple rough features. You are a grisly sight indeed, with eyes like a creature's, 10 stone too large and 15 wide, ears like an elf, nose caved in as if punched by God himself. Your jaw is cleft, your eyes far left. And when the maids hold you up to your mother, she turns away, wishing she left. And when father walks in, you turn to see his state of glee is turned to poverty. A tear runs down his cheek, and as your eyes, stark blue like a raindrop, meet his, emerald green, he rushes forward, and you stretch out your arms, thinking he wishes to embrace you. But he dashes beyond you, for your mother, and the maids start to cry. Your father joins them as your mother's eyes glaze over in death. It seems God has granted her wish. Growing up here is fear, for they do not care where their words tear. Creature they call you, monster they cry, rain bringer, queen killer, because you are the first of an entire line of earth mages to be born without earth magic. A failure, because your eyes are not green but blue. You move through the tunnels underneath the castle, tunnels only you know about. You always come here when it rains. You know the rain comes for you. It listens to you, and try as you might to stop it, it answers to you. In the tunnels, they're the only place that their words can't get to you. And as you walk down the extravagant catacombs, you think, what if they're right? What if you are the creature they name you? They say that rain comes before the storm. What does that make you? You stare off from the balcony in your bedroom, the most isolated tower of the castle. You look down at the city, its people, your people, by right. You're the king's firstborn. This is a country upheld by ancient laws. The firstborn son will inherit the throne. When you are king, everything will be different. When you are king, you'll show them who you are. When you are king, you'll let them know it's a rainy day when your little sister is named heir to the throne of Adria. Green eyes and beautiful, the proper earth mage of your line. She smiles as a crown is laid on her head and waves right at you. Queen killer, she whispers. The people stare at you, and your father turns away, as if they all knew this would happen from the start, and you were a fool to imagine otherwise. Perhaps you were, the rainbringer. They sneer at you, the uncrowned king, they name you. As the coronation parties celebrate their new queen, you walk up to your sister. Father, it approaches. Sister, allow me to give you the grandest of congratulations. Why did you kill my mother? And you stop. The celebrations stop. Your heart stops. Everyone turns to you. You look around for help, to father, but he turns away. I didn't, you did. No, sister, I didn't. She could not bear to give birth to your disgusting figure. I will hurt you for what you did to her. I don't know how, but give me time. A day will come when you are happy and you think yourself safe, and your joy will turn to ashes in your mouth, and you will know the debt is paid. Your sister's eyes flare with magic as the earth starts to shake around her. Father, please, you cry. And finally, after 18 years, he turns to you. He looks at you. You are no son of mine. A rage builds up inside you, and the rain falls harder. They blame you for everything, for evils, for murder. If the sun descended from the sky, they would call you to stand trial. Guards! It's vibrating. Watch it. The guards unsheath their swords and watch you. Careful now, monster. Tears flow down your cheek. Is it such a sin to have been born like this? Is it truly deserving of such mortal torment to be born ugly? No. You've had enough with it all. You turn away from them. You walk off from the coronation ceremony, away from the city, away from everything. You run through the forest, and it heals you, if only slightly. Perhaps you are a creature, for the forest makes you feel more at home than you ever felt at the castle. The colors, the life, here, everything is pretty. And when the rain comes, as it so often does, you do not hide in the tunnels, or cower in shame. You dance, for it becomes you. The rain washes the pain. The rain, it drains the torment, struggle. And as the water beads off your skin, you waltz, you run, you soar. As the years go by, you are one with the nature around you. The sun, the leaves, the rain. It's like you were born to be here. Who is that? You see her at the waterfall. A girl, tall and fair, with golden hair that shines in the limelight. You have one thought and one thought only. Beauty. You pace back and forth in a nearby field of leaves. You shouldn't. She'd think you're a monster and run off. But what if she wouldn't, would she? It's not like you to be this daft. If you abandoned all your senses, she might look at you and run. You don't know her, it's not fair to judge. She'd hate you, you're ugly. She would never look twice at you. She'd run away, she might love you. You look up to the heavens, begging. If there is a God, and if he cares for outcasts, cripples, and broken things, I beg of him, please, change me. You stare off into the sky. What are you doing? You look up to see her face. You scream. She looks at you, confused. You stare at her. Why aren't you running? She laughs. Why would I? You turn to catch a glimpse of yourself in the water. You are a beautiful human man, every bit the storybook prince. Your eyes go wide as you look to your reflection, then to her, and then you faint. You wake up beside a fire to the sound of singing. You sit up, and a bowl of soup is placed on your lap. It's been raining ever since I brought you here, she says. You frown. I'm sorry. That tends to happen. Thank you, she smiles. And you stare. My land has been plagued with drought for 10 years. My stubborn family were the last holdouts who were stupid enough to stay here. I was running when I met you, away from them, to Adria, to start anew. You flinch at the mention of Adria. You catch a glimpse of yourself in a nearby mirror. Still beautiful. Well, she says, how about some dinner? You smile. That sounds wonderful. The days, the nights, the years with Amelie heal you like the rain. She's everything and more, and working on her farm with her family has taught you more of love, of trust, of happiness than 1,000 nights in that dreadful castle ever did. You work together. You stretch out your hand and rain waters her crops. You play together, and on a rainy day, you propose to her. She accepts with the same smile that she gave you that day, and you are whole. On your wedding day, you stand in front of your beloved and promise to hold her close to death do you part. With her family as witness, you are loved. That night, you and your new wife walk back to your hillside home. Emily, you say. What? She asks. I just like the sound of your name. And she smiles. How do you manage to be so embarrassing all the time? I'll teach you soon, don't you? An arrow takes her in the chest, and your blood drops. You let out a screech that could put banshees to shame. Look around for the attacker. The villagers walk out of their homes and see you. Everyone, you shout, there's been an attack. Emily's dead. A woman screams in panic as she beholds you. Then your blood really drops, and you look in a nearby puddle to see your reflection. And you are, as you were born. The vile, the cruel, the uncrowned king of Adria. Guards assemble. The townspeople point at you, and you are taken in for the murder of your wife. And as you hold her there, as death does you part, you are taken to the highest court of all, the luminous queen of Adria. Your trial is, of course, a rainy day. Rainbringer, they spit and hurl as they parade you through the city in chains. You're finally the monster they've always wanted you to be. And they smile and cackle and cry. And as you are marched into the palace you grew up in, you look up to the sky and laugh. In the courthouse, your sister sits on the high throne, the luminous queen of Adria, with your father beside her. The people gape and stare and scowl at you. They look upon you like the worm that you are. Your sister smiles as the murmuring goes quiet. You stand accused of murder. You stand accused of kinslaying. How do you plead? You breathe, looking around at all of them. These people by rights you should be ruling. People who despise you. I am guilty. Correct, your sister nods. I will do us all the honor of ending you myself. Her eyes flare with magic as the ground trembles before her. She fashions for herself a scythe of earth and walks toward you. I, luminous queen Lara Vidal, do sentence you to death by... You are right, dear sister. She stops. I am guilty. Guilty of it all. Kinslaying, for I murdered our mother in her labor, but also treason, for I promise you, dear sister, not a day goes by where I do not think of ways to kill you. Then comes the rain. First, a trickle. The people gasp. But you're done thinking about them and your father. Father, how I despise you. I despise you all. I did not kill my wife, but by all the gods above and below, I wish I had. Your sister swings down her scythe, but you raise a hand, and the rain stops her blade. I am a creature, an abysmal sight. I wish I could wrap my hand around all your necks and twist with all my creature might. Your husbands, wives, daughters, sons, the old, the young, the infantile, the unborn. I wish I could end them all. You smile in glee as you remember what it was like to join nature for the first time. I am what you named me. Uncrowned. Your father turns to you. Stop. You smile as the sky parts above you, heeding your call. Queen Slayer. The heavens turn darker as you stand up. Elijah! Your father cries. Stop. The rain trickles, it falls, and it descends like hail as the people are drenched in the stellar water. Pounds on pounds of waterfalls descend from the heavens, shredding the ceiling down like paper and filling up the courthouse, the people, the lungs. Your sister slashes at you with her scythe, but you clench your hand into a fist. The rain hardens, and you fashion for yourself an axe of rainwater. Elemental sparks fly as you do battle with her, leaping from rooftop to rooftop, fanning the flames of anger in your belly. She increases her size tenfold to stand at the height of a titan, but the rain tears branch and boulder all the same. She may be the earth, but you are the water it begs for. You are the storm above. You are the sovereign rain. You soar into the air on rainwater and look down on her. Then, you raise your hand, and the sky parts above you. I never loved you, you know. I paid her to meet you, to pretend, and then I killed her. The debt is paid. You smile. You were right about one thing, sister. A spear of focused rain appears from your hole in the sky, distorting the universe itself. I kill queens. You lower your hand, then falls the rain. You hold on to that same feeling you felt in the wilds, and you bring it here, for that same dance, and you hear them as they drown. Your sister, your father, everyone, all the people in the city, as their lungs fill with your mystic water. You fashion for yourself a crown of pure rain, and you waltz, you run, you soar. When the rain stops and the silence remains, the once perfect kingdom is simply a hole in the world. And springing out of that hole is a colossal flower with petals blue. Beauty. By the way, I started a Patreon, so please check it out for my scripts or to simply support the channel so I can make more videos more frequently and at a higher quality. Also, join the Discord, we have fun there. This story was very loosely based on the story of Tyrion Lannister from the Song of Ice and Fire franchise. Tyrion, like Elijah, is born in alternative conditions, and many around him judge him and treat him differently because of it. I'd say more, but I instead encourage you all, go and read the series for yourselves when you get the chance.